Alright guys, this one we got Colfenor the last. So we got Vigilance and Reach, and whenever this guy or another creature you control dies, return up to one other target creature card plus their toughness from the graveyard to your hand. So I'm thinking about taking it in kind of a tree folk tribal theme, but also kind of like toughness strategy with kind of some like ramp and kind of focused around just the theme of trees. Like this is a giant tree in the art, and that's the direction we're going to take it.
Deck, I went with an Amazon route with kind of a focus on trees and tree folk tribal, with a little bit of a focus on toughness matters, but we'll see more when we get into it. But yeah, kingship a little bit in here. Let's check it out. So we go artifacts. We have some typical Abzan kind of mana acceleration, as well as some tribal elements here and here. This is a pretty cool tech card in a toughness matters kind of deck, because for very little amount of mana you can give a ton of toughness to the creature. In our sorcery we have more just mana ramp and Abzan control, as well as Abzan ramp. Planeswalkers, we have some toughness matters, kind of sub theme going on here. Land, we have a typical Abzan land package, nothing too crazy. Kind of wanted to focus on things that had forest in the name, because we have different ways of getting specifically forests, so I wanted to make sure to get all those in there. Instance, we have our typical Abzan, kind of deal with anything that gets thrown at us, even like some kind of cheeky stuff like this, that if you control tree folk and you draw cards, isn't necessarily a good card, but in this deck it kind of is. Enchantments, this is a really sneaky card right here, but just some more tree folk-esque thematic things. Creatures, pretty much all tree folk here. And tree folk die, they come back as trees, basically get mulched and replanted. Here's our commander, so when him or another creature I control dies, then up to one target creature card with lesser toughness from your graveyard to your hand. So you want to make sure the guys that you have on the field have big toughness, so that when they die you can get some guys back to your graveyard to your hand, and then just replay them and keep that chain going, kind of just mulching them and having them regrow. So it's going to play. This is going to be more of a late gamey, slow kind of deck. Nothing wrong with that though. So tight. We'll get a green. We'll get a Temple Garden. Then we'll go Signet. Looking good. Let's say there's like some big threat. So we're going to turn that big threat into a tree. Still nothing. There's another threat. So we're going to make some deals in Crows and Grip. Oh, there's land. Do you even have anything to do with 4? Not much. We'll drop this. Not looking too great, but then again, we are playing Tree Tribal. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cleanse that out. Oh, good for us. Play that on something. Buy us some more time, finally. Screw Tribe Elder is a really good one, because basically every time one of your guys dies, you're going to be able to get him back. Keep recycling him. Good forest. Yeah. And they can keep going and going and going. Eventually we'll get more creatures in, and this will be less, and get that out. And basically you're going to kind of just be a value engine. Don't worry about your guys dying, because with your command you'll be able to just get them back.